Good morning, everybody. We are live. And no, I didn't have a problem with internet. I had a problem with keeping up with time. I was in the meeting and I had gotten really involved with what was going on. And so I lost track of time. I apologize, everybody, but to God be the glory. We's here now. So to God be the glory, everybody. Good morning, break of dawn. And we is live on the wild side. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Today is Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. It's Friday. So let's go. It's Friday, y'all. Get it? Get it? Yo, party suit. Let's party. It's Friday. We ain't got to go to work tomorrow. A lot of us don't. Some of us do. But guess what? It's glorious. It's fabulous. It's all that and some. It's a Friday. It's the end of the work week for a lot of people. Now, some people's work week don't start until Tuesday, and it don't end until Saturday. I'm just saying. They off on Sunday and Monday. Then you got those who work week don't start until Wednesday, and it don't end until Monday. And they working Saturday and Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all weekend. And then you got those who start work only on the weekend. So they might start work today. And they might work a 12-hour day for 3 days straight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 36 hours in a week. Or you might have those who just work 2 days a week, Friday and maybe Saturday, or just maybe 1 day a week, Friday. But then you got those who work the normal 5. Wait, did I say normal? Ain't nothing in the world normal no more. Ain't nothing ever really been normal. It was just what we thought was normal. We made it a norm. Nothing on this planet has ever been something of normalcy. It is what we made normal. As human beings, we pinpointed, we tagged, we stapled, we knocked, we glued, we taped things to be of a normal state. Well, okay. This is normal. This is normalcy to me. I like this is thing. This is normal. This is what you call normal. We're living in a norm. No, there's nothing normal. There's nothing normal. Not a thing. We make it normal because that's what we want to see in a consistency. We see it consistently, and so we say, "Oh, that's the norm." But it's not the norm. It's everything that you do is done by not by happenstance but by chance that you are alive and you're able to do what you want to do today because it is your choice. It's the choices that we make. So it's your choice today. Let me turn this little fan on because it's a little stuffy in here. So it's your choice. You know, normalcy is not normal. We, like yesterday, we brought in everybody and everything for prayer, right? Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. I got messages from my girlfriends. These are my first grade girlfriends. Okay, and we damn near 60. So my first grade, yeah, we down near 60, and so my first grade girlfriends, they were telling me, girl, we having this, we having that. Our first grade teacher passed this week. She was our first grade teacher. Then she asked the principal to be our second grade teacher. Then she asked the principal to be our third grade teacher. And then she asked the principal to be our fourth grade teacher, and he told her, don't even think about it. So she ain't the teacher. But yeah, I've heard so much. Then I got a girlfriend who her husband grew up in the community we all grew up in also, as well as she did. And Turk know her husband real well too. The Turners, Babette Turner, John Turner was such a sweet heart of a big giant. This was a giant of a man. I mean, he was a giant. John Turner, good looking guy, tall and bold body. He had a bold body, but he was tall with it. So we called him the giant. But he was such a sweetheart. And when he passed, it was a big loss. And he's been gone a long time. John's been gone so long, I can't even remember how long it's been. But then there's Lindsay, who's married to my girlfriend Lila, and that's who helped me when I was sick as a child, when I couldn't go to school. They barred me from school because I had Lyme's disease, and they didn't know what it was, and they didn't take the doctor's word that it was nobody could catch it. They didn't take the doctor's word. They thought the doctor didn't know what he was talking about. So they sent me home anyway because they were scared. They were scared that they were gonna catch something. Mm, mm. So, mm, you know, but that's what people do. You know, when you let fear set in, you do things like, oh, send that girl home. You know, well, now I'm like, well, what that mean? I'm gonna stay in the third grade? Because I was in the fourth grade. I was like, am I finna stay in the third grade? I'm gonna go back to third grade because I can't go to fourth? Well, what's up? And they was down, now we're gonna send your work home. I was like, okay. So Lila brought my work home every day. I mean, every week. Mm. She bring it home on Fridays. I do it over on the weekend. I ain't have much to do anyway on the weekends, but sit in the house and do my homework because I couldn't really move because the Lyme disease had locked up my limbs. Yeah, I I couldn't do my arm like this. I felt uh, like the Tin Man. I felt like the Tin Man. On I felt just like the Tin Man because I couldn't move my arm. It locked. I couldn't move. I couldn't move my waist. I couldn't bend at the waist. It was locked. I was locked just like this. Let me show y'all. I was just like this. I was locked just like that. That's how I could do. I couldn't do none of this. All I could do was I could do my fingers, and they hurt it right here, and right here is where they hurt it because I had to bend them. But they basically hurt it right here in the knuckle area. I mean, in the joint area. I couldn't do nothing with my joints, and so she helped me out. She brought me my work every Friday. I did my homework over the weekend, and I gave her all a week's worth of work. So what they did Monday through Friday, she brought it home to me at the close of the school day on Friday. She had the teachers had already had my work already prepared for me, my homework already prepared for me, all the studies and stuff I had to do. And so all she had to do was just bring it home to me, and then all I had to do was just do the homework and read and do the work and all that, math, reading, English, science, all that. I had to do all that, and then I ain't had no guide. You know, we ain't had no cell phones, so we couldn't have nobody record the teacher or nothing she was saying. You know what I'm saying? We had recorders, but they didn't let you take recorders in school. You know, not for that. No, she probably would have gotten in trouble with the teachers union or something, or with the school itself. You know, because all your schools are politically controlled. All the schools are politically controlled. If politics plays a part in everybody's state and city, and over their education. Yep. So she probably would have got fired, lost her teaching certificate and all that, her teacher's license and all that, if she let us record her. I don't know. But back in them days, you could get away with it. I say back in them days like that's been a long time ago. But honestly, it really has been a long time ago. Like I told you, I'm almost 60. So back in them days, you probably could get away with it more so than you could now. But they getting away with it now because they got these darn things right here. Bam! In your face. They gonna record everything. They gonna catch a person snoring, somebody acting a fool, somebody fighting, somebody cussing, doing everything but loving on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? They capture all of that. They capture more drama than they capture you loving your mama. They capture more drama than they capture you loving on your mama. And that's it. You know, but we prayed about that yesterday. We prayed about a lot of that yesterday, you know, and I went And still today, somebody backing up out there. And still today, we still pray. And yesterday I prayed a couple times. I'm always reaching out to God and Lord, just speaking to God, throughout the day because it's needed. Grounding yourself is needed. Hey, Karen. Hey, Divine. Hey, everybody in time. What's going on, everybody? I know y'all out there. You ain't in the comments yet, but that's okay. It's good to see. So, yeah, it's just so much going on. It's like it's so much going on that wow, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's so much going on. Sometimes, wow, look at that. And so I'm sharing this. I got some stuff that just came up on my feed. And so I like to catch the memories because sometimes if I don't do it, then I lose them. I'm like, what happened to that memory? I can't find it. So I was like, oh, that was a good memory. My daughter playing the cello and all when she was much younger. Yeah, she could play her butt off on that cello. She really could. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, she learned it and she became the first chair, you know, and it was so many people trying to take her down. It was a lot of girls trying to take her down. They were like, oh, let me be first chair, let me be first chair, but she held that status. Loving you is such an easy thing to do. Remember, I was just telling y'all about love. So I just posted that on my Facebook page. Andrea says she'll be here soon. So that's a good thing. But in between time and in the meantime, let's get the party really started the way it should be because it need to get started. And we're back. So one of the things I did, I had been I don't know if it's in the city of Chicago yet, but check it out. Anybody that's having any issues that deals with a chiropractor, like your joints, muscles, and stuff like that, check out the chiropractor. But check out the joint, like the joint, or like the joint. Like, remember back on the day, y'all remember joints and stuff back in the day, yeah. Or like the joint. It's all spelled the same way, JOINT. See if the joint has that special for $29, like I got, where you go in and you get a consultation and you get a treatment. And then they have this thing where it is $69 a month, I think it is. You can cancel at any time after the first 2 months, though. You got to take 2 months though of it at least. They got to make something out of it, right? But you can cancel at any time because with that you get 4 treatments a month. So that's not bad. Because if you think about what it costs to go to a chiropractor, $69 is one of the visits. That's one visit, but you're getting ready to get 4 for $69. Now, are you gonna be with the chiropractor for a whole hour? No, you're not. I ain't say it was a massage therapist. I said it was a chiropractor, okay? Now, will your insurance pay for it? I don't know. You look into your insurance and find out. But they've been doing good work because I've had a locking in my neck because I had a pinched nerve from way back. Um, and I had been diagnosed with L4 and L5 and then sciatica. That sciatica ain't no joke. Oh, baby, bye. Listen, when that pain hit that butt cheek right there. Oh, child. You talking about pain. Hey, Kimberly Mixon Dixon. Hey, Tracy. Tracy Macy. And so that pain in your butt cheek, in the center of your butt cheek. Oh, baby. You talking about some serious pain. Serious pain. Baby. I didn't know how bad the pain was until 20 something years ago when I first got it. I was like, all of a sudden my butt cheek got a pain in it. It felt like somebody took a chisel. You know how they used to chisel statues and all that for art, and they would chisel the design into it. It felt like I was a piece of art. And then all of a sudden, bam, in my butt cheek. Ah! That was a good standstill, wasn't it? That was a good standstill, right? Look, hey, like I said, I was a work of art, right? Just and then I was just then all of a sudden, bam! I was like, where'd that come from? Oh, child. You talking about pain that remained. Oh, that pain remained for a while. And it was so painful. It was so painful. Oh my God, was it painful? But to God be the glory, Lord, because let me be the one to tell you, I feel so much better right now from the help releasing. So it's your spine that's sending all the spine. Yeah. And he was like, well, let's get this. And then your spine and then your ribs. I'm like, how the hell my rib get all the way up here? The man started, he said, Neela, we were at, I said, well, Doc, you got to tell me, how did the rib get all the way right here? Why is my ribs up here on my shoulder? I said, hey, they supposed to be down here protecting my vital organs and not up here on my shoulder giving me a problem. He started, he started laughing. He said, yeah, Miss Adams. But it's really weird how the muscles and the tendons and all twist around certain parts of your bones and stuff. He can explain it better than I can. Cause listen, he was talking and it was going in one ear and out the other because I was in pain. So I was hearing him, but I wasn't listening. I heard him, but I didn't listen. That was the serious pain. But let's get into this thing here because Andrea will be here this morning. Um, I have finally gotten access to. Okay, I need to get into that anyway. I'm glad I saw that. National French Fry Day. Oh my God. So today marks April 12th, Friday. It is National Only Child Day. I got brothers, but really, I'm the only child. My dad and my mom, I'm their only child. I got brothers though, but I'm an only child. When you think about it, I'm an only child. Yeah, I am. And my daughter's an only child. So this is beautiful. I like this. And then National for 12s Day. Where did this come up? National for 12s Day. I don't know what that is, but National Colorado Day. Welcome to colorful Colorado. And that it is. If all the chemtrails and stuff haven't damaged the beauty of nature. Once again, I say if all the chemtrails haven't damaged the beauty of nature, Colorado is very colorful, and it's National Colorado Day. Today, today is also National Donate Life Blue and Green Day. Today is also National Day of Silence. Those days changes. And today is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. Go get you a grilled cheese sandwich. Me, I got some tomato soup, and I said I am making me a grilled cheese. Not with now, y'all know I ain't using dairy cheese. You made grilled cheese, baby. Bad. They got cheese now. Let me tell you about. Listen, they got cheese now, baby. Listen, this vegan cheese, this plant based cheese, just as good as that. All that heavy dairy cheese. And that's what I was saying. And I was telling, like, Turk was like, T, yeah, I'm doing it, but I ain't gaining no weight. I ain't trying to gain no. Trying and doing is two different things. But I was telling him, I said, so what you eating? He said the red meat, he ain't eating the red meat. But he had lamb. That's red meat. But I say this. He said that cheese was hard to kick. I already know it. I was a cheesehead. I was also a Haagen-Dazs butter pecan ice cream head. But if it wasn't Haagen-Dazs, I didn't want nobody else's butter pecan ice cream unless it was not Breyers. What was the black owned ice cream company? Baldwin. Baldwin. If Baldwin's butter pecan, and Haagen-Dazs butter pecan. Now them two, baby, I could eat a whole pint, but because I don't do dairy no more, I found joy and love in so delicious coconut milk ice cream. Hey, everybody, Andrea's in the house. Let's get this party started. Woo! Karen said, I love me a good grilled cheese. Yum. Uh-huh. Girl, listen. Oh, child. Butter the breads, the skillet. Then butter the inside, put cheese in there, put the skillet, put the top on top so it can smother the cheese. Woo, baby. You talking about good grilled cheese. Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. That's a grilled cheese. So, and then you put some little stuff on it too. Oh, my God. Have you ever grilled cheese with truffle oil? Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. I'm just saying, try it. You might like it. And Tracy said, I gave chicken and lamb up, but can kick can't kick the cheese. You gave chicken and lamb up, but you can't kick that cheese. That cheese is a killer, ain't it? That cheese like, come here, girl. Come here, boy. I'm cheese. Come eat me. Isn't it good and gooey? Right. Yeah, your body's saying the same thing. All this good and gooey stuff. Please stop eating it. I'm gonna do what I can do right now, but I ain't gonna promise you long life after this, okay? That's what that cheese is. Your body is telling you. Oh my God, that cheese. It wreak havoc on you, baby. It wreak havoc on you. But in the meantime, let's bring Andrea on. Bam! Good
morning.
morning.
Okay, I was listening. That cheese, do you know? Sorry to say this, to bust everybody's bubble, but do you know that dairy is one of the worst food to eat?
Yeah.
It is, and cheese is loaded with sodium.
Yeah.
And most cheese are artificial. So just to say that, and then I was listening to one doctor, he says they want you to be sick. They want us to be, they need us to be sick.
Yeah.
So we have to be mindful. I know people don't do cheese every day. I mean, a lot of people do. I've had clients come in and say, I just eat cheese, 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 and they just need to clean out. But that cheese, girl, it is something else. I mean, dairy, milk, dairy is just is not it's the worst food, I put it that way. But anyway, silence. I heard you say silence. Today is Silence Day. As I yeah, it's a great thing for silence, you know. But as I was studying, I realized, or practicing my meditations and stuff, I realized that meditation is not just done once a day or once in a while. But you know, if you pause throughout the day and just give thanks, acknowledge the presence of God, and just give thanks, that will make a huge difference. because a lot of times we just keep going and going and going and going, that we don't even acknowledge the presence of God, which is our protection, which is our guide, brings us wisdom and knowledge and everything we need if we acknowledge the presence by really stopping and pausing. And so meditation is not just a meditation, meditation is a reminder of, God is within you. Give God a little time throughout the day, not just, in the mornings, even though it's important to do it in the mornings before you leave home, but periodically throughout the day, you can stop and say, Sir, thank you. I am so grateful. I'm so happy and grateful that I have a presence within me that's all powerful, all knowledge,
Oh,
all knowing, and always present. I'm so grateful. And depend upon that, trust, have complete trust and faith in that spirit within us. When we do that, then we won't be subject to all the negativity. Even the cheese won't bother us if we just acknowledge the fact that God made everything. But when we just leave it out, we're not under the umbrella of grace. See, that's the
right.
thing. If you got an umbrella and you don't lift it up, the rain is you're going to get
You're gonna
wet.
get wet.
So if
Right.
God is our umbrella and we don't acknowledge that we have an umbrella, then things outside of the world will come in and affect us. And that's what's happening in this world today. Because in reality, I talked about this before about churches. I love churches. I think churches are needed for people.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
people need a place to go. They like to get dressed up. They like to be around others. And that's one of the main ways to get out and be around others.
Right.
But with so many churches going on, are being built and are built, and millions of people that go to church and they pray, and the world is getting worse. That's my pet peeve. That is my thing about church. How can you tell me that you're following Jesus Christ's ministry or Muhammad or Buddha, and all of them taught about the spirit within and pieces within and etc.? How can we follow these leaders? It's like if you had a teacher, Nila, and your teacher was teaching you what to do, you got to keep doing what your teacher taught you. You'll
Right.
never stop doing it because you were trained to do this for this particular job, right?
Hmm.
If I'm a follower of Jesus the Christ, which is most people in America are to some extent, and the preachers, if they're preaching the gospel, then why not preach the gospel that says, pray in silence and secret, pray secretly, silently, and sacredly. Emit silence, because you cannot pray. The Spirit prays in you. So with all the turmoil that's going on, and our world is getting worse, and they've already did it, was replace people with robots. They call them human robots.
Right.
So
Here's your future.
yeah,
Your future wife, your future husband, a
they,
robot.
yeah, I heard
And
that.
then how are robots going to populate the country?
Well, the thing about it is this: they got bad babies now, and they're trying to eliminate people. They're working on this depopulation. That was one of the COVID was one of the intro to depopulate. They want to see how many people they can kill off with an infection, and then they counted the people. They have a note of anyone that has passed. If you passed during that period of COVID, it didn't matter what you died from. They labeled it as COVID because
Right.
they want to find out how many people can we get rid of with this kind of way, and how many people. What do we need to do next? And so I heard that Bill Gates is a part of depopulation. And I heard that he was banned from some parts of Africa because he would give them immunization shots, and more of the people were getting killed with AIDS. They were developing AIDS because he decided he would pay $1 million, $2 million for the shots. And one person said, "Well, why can't he just pay for condoms? Give people condoms. Don't give us the AIDS virus. We already have a low immunity because our sanitation is not up to par."
Right.
The thing is this: if we don't really focus on periodically throughout the day, silence, and acknowledge the presence, that's called lifting the Christ. See, the risen Christ was not the risen from the dead under the ground or whatever. The risen Christ is when you stop and you acknowledge the presence of God. You have risen that spirit, that mind that was in Christ Jesus. That is the meaning about the risen Christ. And most people will not comprehend that or understand that or accept that. But think about it. Your consciousness is aware. You are aware
Hmm.
that you're rising above the normal way of living. You
Right.
are aware that there's a spirit within you. It's the only power, all knowing, and is always present. But the thing about it is, those are just words, right? I can
Right.
talk my talk, but it doesn't mean a thing if I don't walk the walk. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's what we're doing in this world. We're basically just talking, and that is why we've gone to such a um, we've gotten ourselves in such a situation where the government knows this stuff because they brainwash people. You know, they started using subliminal messages in the 20s because they wanted to brainwash people. And the
Right.
people yeah, and at that time, the people they said no, we don't no, you're not gonna brainwash us. But see, they took it out, they took it back, but they gradually eased it back in. And now is at the point where whatever I mean, take black people for instance, whatever we're told to do, most majority of us are going to do it. But do
Right.
we read? Do we really read about the candidates? Do we find out what Biden has done for us or
Nope.
against us? Have we found out what Trump has done for the country or against us? We listen to what is said on the news, and
News.
the news is always camouflaging. They are always changing things, and
Well,
so
one person owns all the stations.
exactly,
Who? Rupert Murdoch
yeah,
and BlackRock.
yeah. And so they're giving us information they want us to have. But see, I remember the Republicans were supporting low income people, paying them weekly to go to school. This was in I think the 80s, 70s, 80s, 80s. They were paying people weekly just to go to school and learn a trade. But the Democratic Party decided that no, we're going to keep them on welfare. They don't need to work. We want to control them. So they did this in the 50s. They took the father out the home because they told the mother, oh, you have 2 kids, 5 kids? You can't have a man in the house. I don't care if that's your baby's daddy or not. And so that divided us. And then they took us out of our neighborhood when desegregation came. They took us out of that and said, okay, you want to be free? You want to travel everywhere? We're going to buy up the land all around you and make you pay, which is what they've done. But the thing about it is this, that my kingdom is not of this world. Spiritually, there's no bricks, there are no gold bricks. You know, I've heard preachers say, yeah, the kingdom of God is laid down with gold streets and da 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 da. That's just a fib. The kingdom of God is not a place. It is a spirit. It's a conscious awareness, you know? So as we meditate, we want to meditate on something that we want to be true. Like there are affirmations that if you meditate on those, if you say those affirmations enough and you feel the pleasure of them, you feel happy about them, and you're thankful, then you meditate on that for a while, repeat it, and then you can use your visualization. And I have one we can do this morning. You use your visualization, but you got to use your feelings. You have to have that intimacy with that affirmation. And then we let it go and turn it over to the spirit within. And that spirit within will feel the vibration of love that we have for that particular affirmation. But we don't do anything else but let it go. Because God feels our feelings. And if we don't really, really feel good about what we're saying and what we're doing, and then we are basically just using mouthing and talking. So we want to be able to say, I know, I know. If I know the truth is what makes me free. The
And I've
truth.
been looking for something, Andrea, believe it or not. I saw something. It's funny you mentioned that because that's why I've been looking down. I was looking for something that I just went over this morning. I was reading because sometimes I stop and I just take moments and I read
Mhm.
some things. I go through social media a little bit just to see, like, especially Instagram, to see some things. But it was this young man on this morning that was preaching about, well, he wasn't preaching, excuse me, he was bringing awareness to us about Matthew 6:6. And it tells you, God tells you in there to go into the closet. When you pray, go into the closet. And he said, now, nowhere in the Bible, they didn't even have closets back in the day. He said, but you know, Jesus, they speak in parables. And he said that the parable of the closet, when he researched closet, what it is the heart. go into your heart when you pray. Not in the big scene like all the people went out and they prayed. They just want to see we praying. Biggest hypocrites in the world. And he said, but when you pray, pray in sight, pray in secret to
Right.
your God, and pray in the closet, go in the closet. The closet is going into your heart, blocking everything else out, what thoughts and all of that, and dealing with God from your heart. And people want to know why their prayers had not been answered or anything, because we didn't go into our heart, and it tells you to close the door. So that means when you go inside, close the door, meaning close off the world, the outer world,
Mhm.
when you pray, and focus on that. Like you said, we're such a busy world now. People,
Girl,
it's such a busy world now. You see, I said, because it's just so busy. Everybody is going through anxiety,
so many distractions.
nervousness, everything. It's like, oh my God, and because we're so strongly in the world, and that we don't have to, we don't stop to invite the air that we breathe, and thank God for it. We don't stop to invite the sun or the light. We don't stop to invite the spirit to enter into our hearts and to work with whatever's going on within ourselves, because we're so busy, even in prayer. And this is what he said, even in prayer, we're always looking, just like in church, they always looking at their watch in church. They got the little clock right there. And he's like, when you go into your that closet, that private room, that's your heart. When you shut off the world, that's closing that door. Like they tell you in Matthew 6:6. And then you talk and pray to God in
Okay,
your secret space. Yeah.
yeah, that's well understood. Adding on to that, um, love thy Lord God with all your mind, soul, and heart. And when you go, I mean, you go to, there's more to it because he said, what you said, he said was go, go into your heart. Okay, so you go into your heart, how do you do that? How do you basically go? You go with words, you go with silence, how do you do that? Remember, I just said you go with your feelings about what the love you have for God. It's almost like my heart cannot give me things, right? My heart cannot give me material things, but it can give me a feeling. So when I go into my heart and I feel the love of God, and I really feel the happiness and the love of God, fine, that's a good thing. But then I still have to let all that stuff go just so I can listen to God speak to me. The
Exactly.
key to prayer, the key to prayer, added on to what he said, I believe in what he says, go into your heart. But the key to prayer is God praying through you by uttering his word. The Bible says God's word does not go out void. That means if you hear that word from within, it's going to be fulfilled. So, yes, go into that quiet space. Now, the closet can also mean you just go within and acknowledge the presence of God in meditation. So, it can definitely the closet, the secret place, all of that can be the same thing. But the heart part is most important because God feels your truth. See, the heart tells the truth. It's like when a woman's in love with a man and he rejects her, her heart feels it. She's miserable. When a man is rejected by a woman, his heart feels it. It just takes over the entire body. You can't think right. You can't do anything right. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to eat. Everything is connected with the heart. With the heart. So people, that love, that intense love, can make a person just want to do nothing.
And the heart speaks, and all other organs of the body speak to the brain. The
Yes.
brain don't speak to the organs. The organs speak to the brain.
Okay.
I was studying that yesterday, reading up on that about how the organs communicate to the brain. So
Mhm.
when you're having pain, it's not the pain is coming from whatever part of
Right.
the body that you're experiencing pain in, but it's sending signals to the brain
Yeah.
that, oh, there's pain there.
Right. The
Whatever.
signal of love. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how you know you have it.
Yeah.
They're connected. So you're gonna feel it and you're gonna know exactly where it's coming from because you know where it is.
Hmm.
Yeah. So on all that being said, Going into your closet is simply saying it's not a place you go into outside. Of course, you know that, right? But
Right.
it is going within yourself, within your consciousness, being aware. Being aware. Okay, being aware is like, I am aware that I'm sitting here. I know I'm sitting here.
Right.
So am I really aware and I believe that God is the only power? When I'm faced with something coming at me, do I still believe God is the only power? Or do I give power to whatever it is that's confronting me? We tend to forget that that has no power over us.
We do.
Yeah, so that's why we have to practice. It's like even you have to practice the presence of God and knowing that God is the only power, always present and knows everything. It's like if you go, if you're eating, when you're eating, people say their blessings before their food, and I don't do it that way. And people are like, don't you bless your food? I'm like, yeah. Every time I take a bite, I acknowledge the fact that God is the only presence, and whatever I'm eating is God's giving me, so I don't have to worry about this food. I don't have to think about it. And
Right.
if I do the prayer, if I do the grace before, then I just don't think about it at all. But if I do it while I'm eating, I'm giving thanks for God manifested as my food. I believe, it's safer for me to do it that way than it is for me to say grace and forget about the fact that God is manifested as my food, which I believe will keep me from being harmed by any food I eat,
Right.
unless I just don't do it. And so we have to be consciously aware of the presence of God 24/7 as when we awake.
Hmm.
You know, you can take time out, like, we take time out to watch a show or something that relaxes us.
Hmm.
Sure. But if you're really in tune with the fact that God is the only power, the only presence that knows everything, it's gonna pop up throughout the whole thing. You're gonna constantly get a reminder, yeah, God is the only power and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's why it's important to understand what meditation really is. It's not just we're going to sit here and meditate for 15 minutes. We're going to sit here and meditate for the time we're going to meditate, but I'm going to take time out throughout the day and acknowledge the presence of God because I know I need guidance. I
Right.
know I need to be aware of that presence 24/7. So that's what we want to do. Okay, so are we almost ready to meditate?
Yep.
All right, so how much time you want to meditate for? 10 minutes?
Yeah. Let's do. Yeah, because I got to get into the office. So let me see something. Let me put this banner up.
And set your alarm. You're gonna do the alarm, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'll set it. Timer. 10 minutes. Let's make it 11. That way, whatever you need to say, you can say it, and we'll get started. And let's make it 12. I'm gonna set my timer for 12 minutes. And when you say you ready to start, we're gonna start.
Okay, let's start.
Let's do it.
Let's do some breathing. Breathe in, hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, hold it. Breathe out. Keep your eyes closed and repeat after me. Today is God's day.
Today is God's day.
I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracles, and wonders shall never cease. I see myself doing what I love to do in your presence, God. I acknowledge that you are the only power, all known, and is forever present. Now visualize what you're doing, make it a success. Always positive. Keep your eyes closed and visualize. Give thanks that it's done. Say, it is done, and so it is. Repeat after me. I am happy and grateful for money and clients and customers are coming to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis, every day and every way. And so it is. And let all of that go. And remember, thoughts are going to come. We're not entertaining thoughts at this moment. We're just tuning in, feeling the love we have for God and the love God has for us. And just listen. Ignore the thoughts. Just listen. If you get distracted, just go back and say, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. And acknowledge the Spirit. Thank you. Mhm. So now we know that's our closet. We go within and feel the presence of God.
We go within and feel the presence of God. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are so grateful. Thank you, Andrea. I really appreciate you coming on and giving us your wisdom and sharing your time with us and guiding us into meditation. It's much needed. It really is. And all your wonders and your wisdom is very interesting. And I know people learn a lot. We can learn a lot from each other. We
Yeah.
really can. Um, and everybody's insight and their take on things is different a lot of times. So to hear you say some of the stuff and it resonates with a lot of things that I've been living with and stuff, it's really it really is great. Divine just said, "Thank you so much. It really is needed. It really is.
You
Just
know,
moments to yourself
yeah,
with God."
it is because we're so distracted. I mean,
Yeah.
we're distracted. We can stay up all night and watch a show.
Yep.
I mean, we're so distracted that we have no time to even think for ourselves or even plan things because
Yep.
we have other things going on. But I thank you so much for that. I feel it's good for me as well. That's why I look forward to coming on. And it is something that helps me because it gives me another opportunity to share and to meditate with others. So
Right.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And I really appreciate it. And you're right. We can sit up and watch stuff all night. Because I got so stuck last night in my 600 pounds something,
Uh-huh.
watching this girl. I wanted to see her end result. And the doctor straight told her, he said, "You got to lose 50 pounds. You come back." And she said, "Okay, yeah, okay." But what got me, she had not had a relationship with her mother. And after the cameras and everything came off, and she went, and finally, months, doctor sent her back and told her 2 months, come back, you'll get your weight checked. And in 2 months, you lose that 50 pounds. He said, we can start a weight loss surgery. Well, everybody was in the camera, a girlfriend, a sister, a mom, all of them was in the camera, mother, dun, 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 dun. We love you and we here for you. I guess when the cameras left, her mother told her she put her out.
That's human nature. Human beings are changing.
Mother put her out and told her she can no longer help her take care of her.
But it's not even her mom's fault or responsibility. What people don't understand, just because someone says they're going to do it, and you better not expect it, because when you
Right.
expect it, you will be dependent upon that person, and then you'll lose faith in your abilities. So
Yeah.
in other words, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So in
Yeah.
other words, she has to do it on her own. But
Uh,
losing weight is one of the hardest things to do.
Especially when you 600 over 600. She was 655 pounds.
Yeah. It's like the hardest thing to do.
And I'm sitting here looking at her, and then she had edema bad. And I'm sitting here, and at least she was able to go and shower and wash herself, and she was able to get in the back, get her back, and everything. I was shocked. I was like, "Wow!" She was able to get in all her role, everything. So I said, "Well, that's a good thing that she can do that." I said, "But I didn't understand her mother just putting her out of the house though during her most. It ain't like her mother's helping her to lose weight. She
Right.
got to do that on her own. But to have a just the support."
Wow, I know. But human nature would do anything. Mothers, fathers, children, they do. That's what's so bad about this world. That's what I'm talking about. There's no love. There's no love for. Okay, what does the Bible say? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Your neighbor
Yep.
is your neighbor. It's not just your next door neighbor. It's your sister, brother, mother, father. It's your auntie and uncles. It's the neighbor next door. It's the people you don't know. So how can you put someone out that needs your help if you really love that person and care for that person? So that's human nature. Human beings are capable of doing anything. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about it, and that was sad because she needed it. That's probably when she
And
really
her
needed it
mama
more.
big. Her mama got to be 300 and some herself.
See, and guess what? My child, whatever I feed her, I can stuff her and make her fat, or I can feed her decently and make sure she's normal. So her mom contributed to her weight as a child.
Mm.
It begins
Of
with.
course. Well, it contributed because, and she was such a cute girl. She was such a cute little girl growing up. It contributed because you sitting there watching your daughter eat all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then your daughter started saying she's lacking the presence of her mother because it was something else her mom was doing. And she just felt alone, and food was her.
Her comfort. Yes, indeed. That is
She,
what
she,
happens when parents neglect their children. They'll go to food, they'll go to drugs, they'll go to whatever it may be. And she told her mom didn't respond.
she went to the store and had, knowing she was going to go to weight loss surgery, she
Right.
on that little electronic thing going to the store with her sister. Picked up 4 or 5 packets of potato chips
Oh,
and like 4 gallons of 4 bottles of that apple juice.
oh my God.
I said, right there, you eating the wrong things, girl.
Bad things. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to God be the glory. Thank you, Leslie. And
But you know
thank you
what?
again.
You're
And God
welcome.
bless you and have a great weekend.
I sure will. I thank you too. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Peace a lot.
All
Peace.
right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Everybody, it has been a blast from the past. Reach back and give back. Because somebody out there needs your smile. Somebody needs to hear some kind words from you. Somebody might be trying to go through a weight loss and they just need some support. Don't put a person out. Don't get rid of them. It's like her mother was just shutting her off. And it hurt me to see that. I was like, wow. She just told her, I can't help you. Yeah, you got it. I was like, wow. Of all the things, here's somebody, she really wanted to lose weight and she's really have 655 pounds. Girl, stop eating them potato chips. Stop drinking all that old sugary juice. She had about 5 or 6 hamburgers. Then she had some chicken. I mean, her plate was like this, about that big of a plate. No, that's a big plate, right? Oversized plate. And now it was not a spot on there. It was empty. Was blank. Everything was food, and it was all the wrong food. So when you reach back and you get back, follow your spirit guide. If your heart is telling you to do something, the spirit is telling you in your heart to do something for somebody, do it. Do it from your heart. Don't do it looking for something in return. Do it from your heart. I'm telling you, there's so much going on in this world. But to God be the glory. And everybody, all y'all know, God loves you. God loves me. God loves everybody under the tree. And with a big back patty whack, give your God some praise. Because God has kept us going all of these days. Boop. And in that order, to God be the glory. We will see you all Monday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on what? In My Element with who? And be there or what? Be square. I'll see you Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Go in peace. Make peace. Be peace. Love thyself, love God, love thy neighbor, not the person right next door to you, and not your brother, sister, father, mother, auntie, and cousins, and nieces and nephews. Love all people because they all your neighbor. Regardless if they love you, don't expect them to love you back. That's expectation. That's where you get let down. I'll see you on Monday. Don't be a clown. Don't let nobody let you down. In that order, see God in everything you do. And then everything you do will belong to you and only you. And in that, I'll say peace, love, soul, hair grease. If your scalp is itching, wash it before you condition. I'll see y'all Monday. Bye-bye. Bam, baby.